Good morning YouTubes. Another little video of the barn find on the CB250RS. Thing of beauty. Less of a video about the bike and more of a test for the camera. The super cheap Campark, I think it's called a Campark, supposedly 4K camera. Now I've made a couple of adjustments in the settings after watching a couple of videos on YouTube. So I've reset it now to 4K 30 frames per second, and I did notice on a couple of my videos the reds and greens and other colours were really sort of deep and dark, so I looked at the saturation and it was set at like plus 30 or something from the factory, so I set that to 0, and now everything that's red looks a little bit more red than it did before. It was really red and now it's just red, so hopefully that'll be better. So if you want to compare this camera to a GoPro, I shot the first walk round video with the GoPro, so I'm going to do another quick one with this camera, my 50 quid eBay special or Amazon special, whatever it was. So you can compare the two if you want and decide whether it's actually worth it. So another quick walk round. CB250RS 1980, genuine. 8,700 miles. I've done 762 of those since it was dug out by Mikey from a garage barn, whatever, in Scotland, after sitting dormant for 37 years. It's a bit rough around the edges, a few places. I need a new headlamp bezel. That'd be nice if I can find one of those, just because that is a bit crap. The forks have got a little bit of pitting on. I'm just going to zoom, well, I say zoom in, I can't zoom in, but I don't know if you can see that. I think it's focusing on other stuff, you might not be able to. The paintwork, it's not bad, it's got a few little dings. The tyres, these are god awful. What are they? They are Chenxing. These are quite possibly the worst tyres. CST, that stands for something slippery tyre, would be my guess. You can guess what the C stands for. It's probably not crappy, but they are awful. But you know what, 20 horsepower, it probably makes it a little bit more exciting, or 20 something horsepower. Headlamp lenses, indicator lenses, these are lovely. I'm guessing it had a cover on when it was put away. Original mirrors, because it's got a different master cylinder, because the other master cylinder was absolutely shot. I did have to put an adapter on because it's a left-hand thread. Clocks, cases, lovely. Obviously standard mirror there. Still got the stock Honda grips. They're a bit hard, but you know what, because they're the original grips, I'm going to leave them on for as long as I can. Bars are a bit rusty. Top yoke stem, that's a bit rusty. But the bars I'll probably pop off and give them a coat of satin black. But stuff like the switch gear, I'm trying to make it a bit of a shadow to test the camera, but switch gear is lovely. The seat is mint. Honestly, it's as mint as the seat can be. It was really dusty and grimy. How close will it go? That's pretty close. That's probably about 2 inches away from the seat. But yeah, that was horrible. Side panels are all nice. Tax disc. The original tax disc holder was a plastic one that had gone all opaque, so I dug this out. It's probably more of a 90s than an 80s. But when I took the tax disc holder apart, it had all the tax discs bar 1985, so it had 80, 81, 82, 83, 84 and 86, showing about 85, but anyway, so I popped 86 back in. The rest of them I'm keeping nice and safe, but it was last taxed in Dumfriesshire, 1986. Obviously it's taxed and MOT exempt now. The original Honda FBQ, fade very quickly shocks. A bit rusty. I've given them a good brush with a brass brush. The wheels aren't bad. These, as you know, have got a bit of a habit of corroding and blowing out the alley. But these are pretty good, you know. And then, if you can read that, that's the original sticker on the footrest hanger, which tells you that you can remove the air filter, give it a clean in some solvent, re-oil it and fit it back in again. See? None of this just chucking it away business. Obviously when the foam dies you have to replace it, but yeah, I did order a new one from Honda and it came pre-oiled, which was nice. I've given this a bit of a buff and it's come up quite well. It is metallic black. You able to see that? Probably not. Original number plate. I wish I'd known the supplying dealer, because it would be nice to maybe get the sticker back on that, just to try and keep it standard. And then around this side, that's just an old bag. I'm going to put some tools or something in that, just because you never know when you might need them on an old bike. It's a bit grubby from yesterday, it was raining when I took it out. But that is a Micron exhaust pipe. People remember Micron from the 80s. They were big on two-stroke stuff. I had Microns on my LC, funny enough. Tyre pressures, so you haven't got to look up in a book or a manual. Toolbox, broken lid, but they do break. They're probably quite rare to find one that isn't broken. And then underneath this cover you've got your battery. Look at this. I was chatting to a lad at work about this. He's never kick-started a bike in his life. Hey, he just doesn't know the joys of it. And as usual, you've got to fold the footrest up to kick-start it. Otherwise the kickstart won't go through its full motion. So there you go. That's just an accessory socket, because I do like to have my phone with me. I know it's bad. We ride motorbikes to get away from stuff like that, but I ride bikes to relax, and I chuck my phone in a holder, which I took off so I could fit the two cameras. But I chuck my phone in a holder and I listen to some tunes. I've got a nice 80s playlist, so it really does take me back to the old days, he says, as an old man. But yeah, so anyway, like I say, another quick walk around the trusty stroke rusty RS. And if you want to watch the earlier video, hopefully I've gone over pretty much everything as I did before. You can compare the quality, compare the, obviously the audio as well, because they're both running off of the internal mics in the cameras. But yeah, there you go, another one around of the lovely RS and a quick test of this camera. So thank you, YouTubes. Speak soon.